Well, welcome back to another edition of Redeemer News, and I'm glad to be back. As many of you already know, I was away for 10 days in Pennsylvania during and after the passing of my brother, and I truly appreciate the opportunity this congregation gave me to be with him and his family at that time and all the condolences that I've received from you. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Coming back, I have a few reflections. At times like that, we sometimes overlook the beauty of God's creation and the beauty of His promises. And we should know that this world, the natural world, with all the beauty around it, is an image of God's perfect creation before the fall. And its existence is a reminder of and a guarantee that there is a perfect world waiting for all who believe in Jesus Christ. As Jesus said in John 14, "Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God and believe in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. And you know the way to where I am going." Now, if you're like Thomas and thinking, well, I'm not sure how to get where you are going, then remember these words from one of the greatest Lutheran defenders of the faith, John Warwick Montgomery, who said, "Salvation is a free gift to those who will admit their absolute need for it and who come to Jesus to receive His love and grace offered through His death on the cross for us." When we think about our trials and tribulations and are confronted by the death of a loved one, we often think about how unfair it all is. And we tend to ask, why is my mother or brother or spouse going through such undeserved pain and suffering? Doesn't God care? The answer, of course, is that God does care, and He knows our suffering very personally, and He's done something about it. He's sent His Son, Jesus Christ, into this world to suffer and die for us, that we may be delivered from the power of death and suffering permanently. And it is finished. We have only to wait. Listen to Isaiah's prophetic testimony. "Surely He has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed Him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But He was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. Upon Him was the chastisement that brought us peace, and with His wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way. And the Lord has laid on Him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and He was afflicted, yet He opened not His mouth, like a lamb that is led to the slaughter. And like a sheep that before its shearers is silent, so He opened not His mouth. By oppression and judgment He was taken away. And as for His generation, who considered that He was cut off and out of the land of the living, stricken for the transgression of my people. And they made His grave with the wicked and with the rich man in his death, although he had done no violence and there was no deceit in his mouth. Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him. He has put him to grief. When his soul makes an offering for guilt, he shall see his offspring. He shall prolong his days. The will of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. Out of the anguish of his soul he shall see and be satisfied. By his knowledge shall the righteous one, my servant, make many to be counted righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities." And this is all for you. And so my wish for you is that God's peace and grace and mercy be with you, and that He post His holy angel over you and keep you safe to come back to the ark of His church, where He promises that His very presence will be for you in word and sacrament. Amen.